Next topic is folder connector. Like I told you, we have more connectors are available in Power BI Desktop to connect to different types of files, tables, and so on. Even to connect to a folder, there is something called folder connector is available. The advantage of the folder connector is all the files that are available in the folder that will get loaded automatically one after the other. In other words, all the files in a folder, including the files that are available in the subfolders, also will get loaded sequentially. We don't have to click on the get data to load each and every file that are available in your folder. Okay, that is the key advantage of using folder connector. Now we will explore how to work with folder connector. I just go to my OS folder here, operating system. In the here, I have something like NC sales. So I have a folder called NC daily sales. This is my folder name. I just select this folder name. I just copy this. Okay. I go to the Power BI desktop, click on the get data. This time I'm not loading. Look here in this folder, we have Excel file, right? And apart from this, in the NC daily sales folder, we have a subfolder called APR. When I click on it, in that APR folder, we could see another Excel file. Okay, apr.xls, july.xls files. There are two Excel files are there, but the apr.xls file is available in this subfolder by the name of APR. This one is available directly from the NC daily sales folder. Okay, so here, let's assume that you have the 10 files or 18 files are there. Okay, Excel file, and or let's you have 12 months data are there. Each month, there is a subfolder by the name of each month. Okay, Jan, Feb, March, like APR, and each subfolder has its the respective months data here. For example, APR, when I go there, APR month data is there. Similarly, 12 months, you have 12 months Excel files are available in the respective subfolder by the name of Jan, Feb, March, something like that. Okay. To load each and every file, right? You need to go to the Power BI desktop, and it's an Excel file. Click on the Excel workbook and load the January Excel file first, and then go and click on the second file, right? The Feb, select the second folder, Feb. In that folder, the feb.xls file is there. You can click on it, load it. Instead of doing that, we have something called folder connector. Okay, even that one is not available here. I'm going to click on the more and wait for some time. And here, I just click on the, look here on the left, right side, you can see the folder. Just double click on it. It will ask you the folder name alone. Okay, all you need to specify the folder name. So D colon for the NC daily sales. So what did I do? I just went to this directory. I selected this. For example, this is what my D directory. And I know very well, I want to read all the files that are available in the NC daily sales, including the files that are available under the subfolders of this folder. Okay, I just clicked on it here, right click on it, copy this one, go to your Power BI desktop and Control V, you got this folder name here. I'm going to hit OK now. Let's see what happens. You can see that the july.xls file that is available under NC daily sales is got loaded here, right? This is the folder, main folder. In this folder, we found already this Excel file. And then in this folder, we have a subfolder called APR. Look here, it automatically went and picked up the subfolder file also. Did I select APR manually? No, right? I just gave this folder only, right? Just gave this folder name. That's all. The files under this main folder as well as the files under the subfolder of this main folder also picked up automatically. See, in this case, it is not much helpful because we have only two files. If you have 20 files or 12 files or 24 files are there, this is pretty simple, isn't it? But when you see here at the bottom, we'll find combined load transform data. So the load transform data cancel is common for all type of files, majority of the files when you try to load it. But when it comes to folder connector, there is something, you can see an additional button called combine. When you click on the drop down here, you can see combine and transform data. So that means, combine the data from these two files and then open up the Power Query Editor. That is one option. Other option is you just combine these two files and load it into Power BI Desktop. Don't open the Power Query Editor. Got it? So what I do is I just hit the load button. Before that, you might be wondering, what is this content binary? This type of file, Excel file, it considered as a binary in the case of folder connector. And date access, it's kind of metadata. What date these files got accessed, and what date this file underwent changes, what date this file got. It's a kind of additional information about this Excel file, okay? And folder path, which folder these two files are available, everything shows here. Fine. So now what I do is I just hit the load button. I don't use any other option. It'll take for a while. Okay. The folder got loaded, but the name is not yet displayed. Look here, NC Daily Sales folder. This is not a file, not a table. It's a folder, but still Power BI consider this is a table. When you click on this, you can see something. This is not the column names, but if you go to the table view or the data view, and when you click on the NC Daily Sales, you can see, these two files are available under these two folders, but the parent folder is this one, right? And the date, everything, all the other information are available. So what I do is I just click on the switch to report view, and I'm going to click on the transform data. I'm going to open up the Power Query Editor. Look here, my Power Query got open here. And here also I can see the same thing here, right? Not much difference. But here, this is not much helpful, right? So can you create a chart, with this one? It doesn't make any sense, okay? And I click on somewhere here next to the Julie dot. Nothing is happening here. I don't see anything. What I do is I just keep this column. I select this column. Maybe I select the folder path or so. Okay, and then I just how do I select more than one column? So you need to hold the control key here. Okay, you need to control, right? If you don't hold the control, you need to hold your control key if you want to select more than one column. I have selected more than one column by pressing the control key. After that, you can take off your hand or finger from your keyboard. Okay, now name and other column got selected. Rest of the columns I don't need it, but any of the content is also important. Okay, but folder path also I'm going to unselect it. I don't need it. The content is very much important here. Content and name. Okay, just what I do, I right click on. See, look here. I just select two columns. Okay, I just right click on it, and we have an option called remove columns, remove other columns. Remove other columns will remove all the columns except these two columns. Okay, I just click on it because the other columns I don't need it. So I could see that, right? So I need these files. And in the content column, next to that, I can see this icon, right? Combine files. When you hover the cursor here, it shows combine files. But if I click on it somewhere next to the binary here, not on top of this, so next to that, it shows the same file name only. Okay, it's not much helpful. So what I do is I'm going to click on this down arrow, two down arrow. It will take some time. Let's wait for a few seconds. Still going on. It's combining those two files. And but before that, it opens up this window. You can see sheet 1 and sheet 2. Okay. And here what it is, keep the cursor, right click on it, transform data. So if you select the sheet 1 here, it will display all the data that are available in sheet 1. And in sheet 2 also it shows all the data. So what I will do is I'll just go back to the operating system. Julie.xls, if I open this Excel file, there are two sheets are there in each Excel file. Not this one. Yeah, this is what my Julie.xls. You can see that sheet 1 and sheet 2. There are two sheets are there, right? Each sheet has data in it. And how many records were there? 19 records, excluding the column header. You will have only 18 records. Here also the same thing, 18 records, excluding the column header. So 18 plus 18, 36 records are there. And similarly, when I go and check here in the APR folder, we have APR XLS file. I'm going to open the another Excel file called APR. Even here also 18 records are there. Here also we have two sheets are there, but the data are different. Okay, and only the number of records are same, and the number of sheets are same here also. Sheet 1, sheet 2, there also sheet 1, sheet 2 is there. Fine. So what I do is I just go back here and I just check sheet 1 and sheet 2. You just give me the preview of the data, okay? And it is not going to do any combine all the things now itself. What I do is, if I select OK, only sheet 1 will get selected. If I select sheet 2 and if I hit OK, only this one will get selected. Instead, I click on the parameter 1, 2. And here I'm going to look here. I'm going to right click on it. We have something called transform data. When I click on this, what will happen is 19 rows from sheet $1, and let's wait for some time, including the column header. Let's wait and see what's happening. 19 rows from sheet 2. I don't know. Somehow I missed it. Evaluating the query, loading. Now I can see that sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2. What is the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2? The sheet 1, sheet 2 from APR.excel file, because each Excel file has two sheets, subsheets, right? Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2. And next to that, you can see the table. And next to the table, if you click on it, you will find, see the data at the bottom here itself. The data that are available in sheet 1, you can see it here. And you can see that, here you have something like, yeah. So here also same thing. Here also, if you do that, you can see that. But this is just for view purpose, not much helpful. I'm going to, click on the double arrow here also. It loads all the columns. Okay. And what I do is remember one thing very clearly. This one, I'm going to uncheck it. Okay. Which one? Use column name. Use original column name as prefix. I'm going to uncheck it. So here you can see that column 1 to column 26 columns are there. I'm going to unselect it. And then I'm going to look here. You have something called load more. You can click on it. Supposing you don't see all the columns here, click on the load more to see all the columns. In our case, everything is visible here, right? So column 1 to column 26 is there. Only thing is I uncheck this one and I'm going to hit OK now. So we can see that the name column is there. Along with that, column 1 to 26 will be there. Okay. But here the actual column names are available in the first row. We need to promote the first row as the column header. This is just for our reference. Click on the drop down here. You can see sheet 1 and sheet 2. The sheet 1, is nothing but both the Excel sheets, sheet 1 data got combined. Sheet 1 in April.xls contained how many records, Lakshmi? April.xls files, how many records were there in the sheet 1? How about others? How many of you noticed that one? How many records we have seen it? Yeah, 18, right? Yeah, so Sagar says 27. No, in sheet 1 we have 18. Yeah, 19. Okay, 19 in right. So first April.cxls and July.xls. So we have seen 19 records. So 38 records, would have combined here. To check that one, I'm going to unselect sheet 2 and then we will see here whether all the 38 records got loaded. So 38 records including the column name also, okay? But here, we should have promoted this first row as a column header and then I should have tried it. Look here at the bottom, we can see the 38 rows. Can you all say it? 38 rows, very good. So that means both the Excel sheet 1 data got combined. So what I will do is I'm going to select sheet 2 also. So here 38, 60, 76 records got combined together. So, and the next thing is I click on the transform ribbon here and then use first row as headers. So first row is your headers, right? I just promoted this, which means I just moved this up here with this option, use first row as headers. Let's wait for some time. Look here, now the first row got promoted as the column header. This one is not required, just for our sake of verification. Okay, and here, look here at the bottom, you can see 75 rows. 26 columns were there originally, but this is for our reference. I did not delete it yet. Hence, we created 27 columns. Now we see these 75 rows are there. Why 75 rows are there here? Actually, 76 rows are supposed to be there. So the one column, the first row, right? I just moved it as a column header. That's the reason why now it shows 75 rows. So this column is not at all required. I'm going to remove it now. I'm going to retain only this one. That's all. Okay, we are done combining both the Excel sheets data here. Okay. I just use the file, close and apply. Wait for some time. Let's see what happens. It will throw an error. Why it will throw an error? No error. Okay, very good. Okay, I just go to the table view and see, to my surprise, no error. Very good. And we can see the 75 rows got loaded. But is this the correct data? For example, if I go to the numeric column here, where is that tiny numeric column? Yeah, see, quantity column. When I click on this here, I can see that the quantity column got assigned as a text data type. When I click on the discount column, I can see the text data, it assigned text data type. Okay. So in the previous version, it was throwing an error, but here it is not throwing an error. Okay. Simply, it assigns the text data type for all the columns. Why? Because it stacks up each sheet's value one, the one after the other. See, I just show you here. I just simply switch to the report canvas. For example, let's say sheet one, you have something like name and salary is there, and sheet one in another file. This is your APR. This is your July, right? So name is, Raj, and salary is 5,000. And in the July, the first record also you have name and salary, and here you have Ashish, and here you have 6,000. Okay. When you combine the data from these two sheet one, what will happen? This one will get combined together, right? So this row will be there, this row will be there, this row will be there, unfortunately, because you are trying to combine sheet one with sheet one in these two Excel files. Blindly, what happens? It puts the column header also just beneath this sheet one's the first April.files beneath that it puts this one also. Since SAL is the column name and it's a text data type, since there is a text value is available under the numeric column called sale, it assigns the sale also, salary column as a text data type. Okay. So ideally, this row should have been excluded while combining the data from your April sheet 1 to July sheet 1, right? So this is fine. You need to have the first row. That one should have the column headers. And the next file, right? When you combine this one, this one should not include that while combining these two data together. We are combining these two, right? So here it is not required. So we are supposed to exclude this one. Since this value were not excluded, what happened? Since the salary column is a numeric data type, and you have the text value like sal, it converted the entire column data type for the sal as the text data type. This is common in almost all the programming language. You have a numeric column or quantitative variable or quantitative column. In that column, even if you have a single text data comes in, it will convert the entire column as a text data type. Okay, that is what has happened here. Now this data is not useful, and I just go to the Power Query editor. Here I need to select the NC daily sales. Okay, this is what we are working on it. And here, how do I look here? After the 18th record, right? You can see that the 19th record, you have row ID, this is the one, right? So since this header is displayed and here, here it is fine. But every 18th record, every after 18th record, you can see this one, row ID, because, we have 18 records are there. Okay, now you understood the reason why I used 18 records, so that you can understand quickly. Okay, every after 18th record, you can see the row header displayed here. Okay, I don't know why it's taking longer time. So, and if you scroll down here, the 19th record, right? So every after 18, so 18 plus 18 is 36, 37, right? After that, you'll see road ID. Again, 38 plus 18, how much? 48, 56. Yeah, 56 or 57th row, you will see this one, right? So this is the issue. How do I, remove this one? One way is you can select this row here, and then you can remove rows, click on it, and you can, you can remove these rows. How do I remove this? You cannot remove just like that, right? Just right click on it, and here you cannot remove it. And only way out is you can select this one, go to remove rows, remove alternate rows. Here you can give 19, 19 and all, right? So here first row to remove 19, and number of rows to remove 1, 1. Okay, here you can give let's 80 records or something like that. Okay, this one will get removed. So if you have 100,000 rows, is painful, going manually and then, excluding. What do we do that? We are simply, what we do is I just click on the drop down here. We have some text filters, and here I'm going to select equals. I'm going to exclude the column name here. Look here, the row.id. This is the column name. In this column, I clicked on the drop down and then I selected the filter. And when I select it and in the filter, right, it opens up something like this. The row.id equals, I'm not going to select anything else, but here you have a lot of options. Equals, and here I just simply say row.id. So in this column row.id, wherever you have the row.id, that row will get removed. So obviously the row.id, wherever it is there, right, the entire row will get removed. Okay, I just hit OK now. Filter rows one. Okay, okay, sorry, I should have used not, does not equal, right? I just click on the wheel icon, and here does not equal, not the equals. Okay, does not equal. We can see that equal, right? Three rows got excluded. Three rows will get excluded. Before you remove it or exclude it, you just check it. With equal, you can find out. Look here, with equal, you can find out if you do this action, how many rows contains the column header, row.id. So now what it is, I click on the wheel icon. Here I, instead of equals, I'm going to select does not equal. Does not equal will exclude this entire row. You don't have to select each and every column. You don't have to apply filter. Just one column, if you do it, that is more than sufficient. So in that case, the three rows that contains row.id, order ID, this column, right, that one will get excluded. And just if you see manually here, the 19th record does not contain the column header by the row.id. Is it clear? Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just click on close and apply. We need to change the data type. Hold on. First, we will check whether it is working fine or not. But in the real time scenario, you will not have this luxury because you have huge volume of data. For each and every time thing, if you check and do it, it will take longer time. Hence, you need to be a bit cautious or diligent when you perform any data transformation. Okay. You cannot, you will not have the luxury to close and apply each and every change that you, or each and every steps that you carry out. Sheet 2 and 72 rows loaded. Okay, three columns out of 75, three rows that contain the column header got removed. Very good. So I just go to the table view and see, or we look here, 72 rows are there. Correct, right? Yes. So next one, okay, now I just switch to the the report canvas, click on the transform data, open up the Power Query editor. Here, I select this folder, this is file, okay? And here, now you can do all the transformations. Like for example, and here you want to convert this a numeric data type, profit. Next to that, click on the ABC icon, and then here profit is a decimal number, select it. And make sure that there are no errors coming up here. So for that, you need to enable this option, okay? The add column. In the add column, you have some, sorry, in the view, you have some column quality. So this one got enabled. Hence, we can see that, for each and every column, valid, error, percentage, empty percent, we can see that we don't see any error. Very good. So this column profit got converted successfully with the decimal number data type without any error. Okay. Similarly, discount, I just click on the decimal number data. I want to come, ABC is nothing but the text data type. We want to convert that as a decimal number data type, and the ABC also, it's a, the whole number. I just select this. But here, unfortunately, in sales, we have dollar mixed up with the numeric value. We need to do additional, before converting it's a decimal data type, we need to do little bit transformation. Okay, 1, 2, 3 is nothing but the whole number. 1.2 tells us quickly this is a decimal number, and the sales column is a decimal number. You can click on it, click on decimal number, it will throw an error because you have the dollar. This one already we explained, right? I just right click on it here and replace values. Replace the dollar by empty string. Dollar by, here I'm going to click on nothing. I'm going to do, I'm going to hit OK. The dollar will get removed. Say 2309, dollar got removed. And then we don't see any here. I just click on the drop down here, and rest of them seems to be good. All the numeric values are there. We don't see the mix of the dollar with the numeric value or the text with the numeric value. We have fixed that one. Click on the ABC now and hit the decimal number. On the right side, just beneath the apply step, you can see a lot of steps applied, right? Good. The sales column got converted successfully decimal number data type. Let's wait for this one. Yeah, 100%, no error. Make sure that you don't have any error for any of the column. Okay, in case of any error, you have to fix it. Without fixing it, if you click on the file, close and apply, it will throw an error. Okay. Since I know very well, we don't have any more changes to be done. Any of what? Okay, okay, sorry. What I do is I just hit the close and apply. I want to close the Power Query Editor. I don't need it. And then apply whatever the steps that we carried out. What are the steps? We have excluded the rows that contain the column names, column headers. 3 rows we excluded. And then we have changed the data type for the quantity, profit, discount, and sales column with the appropriate data type. So now our data is clean. Okay, clean. Fine. Okay, what I do is I click on some visual here. For example, this is the table visual. Okay, this is where visualization pane. Here you will find the table visual. I just click on the table visual. I just resize it. And then I'll drop some, look here, I just drag and drop the category column from the NC daily sales. Or you can click on the checkbox next to the category so that it will get dropped. Okay, you don't have to drag and drop. Okay, click on the checkbox next to the column. That one will get, that will get moved to your visual. But make sure that you have selected the visual and then do the drag and drop. Okay, or select the checkbox. And then the next one is the sales. I just check on it here. I'm going to select the quantity column also. And I'm going to increase the font size so that it will be more visible. Global font size, I just make it 15. And yeah, that's all. I just click on the cross. Fine. And then I just clear up all the things in this table. These are the, so this one consists of the April and July month put together, what are the sales, right? The sales and units sold, we can see that. The summary of or the total sales under the furniture category for April and July month, we are seeing it here. The same thing we consider. See here, the total units or the quantity we sold under the furniture category for the 2 months, April and July month, we can see it here. That is what we are seeing here. Now what I do is I just go back to my the operating system folder. I click on the daily sales. And now what I do is I just select the july.xls file. Why it is taking longer time? So or else I do Control C. Yeah, I just what I'll do is I'll just copy this file and then D drive, and I have another folder called Stu. This is kind of a backup folder. So here I just put it here, July file. Okay, July is already there here. Okay, July. Hence, I don't know. The reason is I'm going to remove that file from that folder. That one. Okay, here I just, sorry, not that one, NC daily sales. Here I'm going to remove the July.xls file. Okay. Okay, since it's already open, it is not, make sure that you are closing it. Yeah, since multiple files are open, it was hanging, right? Okay, I just closed it. Now I'm going to delete this Excel file from this folder. I deleted it, right? So only we are left with the one subfolder by the name of APR if I click on it. So, let it be there. I'm not going to disturb that one. And now if you see here, the NC daily sales folder, that is the one we used it as part of the folder connector on my Power BI desktop. But before deleting that July.xls files, right, whatever the data, we right, so this one shows both April and July data, right? So now I deleted the July XLS file. It is not reflecting that change here. So in order for this Excel file to reflect the up-to-date data that are available in the NC daily sales, you need to click on the refresh button. Can you all see it here? And you note down this number, 35,288 now. And if I click on the refresh, what will happen is the Power Folder connector will connect to the NC Daily Sales folder. And then it will go and refresh this data with the currently available data. Hence, since we have removed one file, this value should get reduced. Let's see if this is going to get reduced. I am going to click on the refresh. Okay, and then now what happens? The folder connector, again it goes and reads that files that are available in the NC Daily Sales folder. And now 35,244 got reduced to 17,144. Very good. Okay. So usually, this is not going to happen, deleting the files and all. Instead, every month, for example, every month beginning, the files will get, pushed automatically to your respective folder. In this case, the example sake, we have used the NC daily sales. This folder will contain the each month's the Excel files will get pushed here automatically. For example, here I have the S2U folder, right? Here I have the backup. Okay. So forget about this one, okay? Backup and all. So what will happen is in the real world scenario, from one system, let's this one application, what this application does is, or some ETL job, what it does is, it will simply take this file and push it to your um, target folder. So you are a data analyst and you do data engineering also. It pushes this file automatically. Copying the file from one folder to another folder, or copying the data from one application to another folder, right? So this is the target. This has happened automatically. This has been automated. So now the July data came in here. It should reflect the July data. So you need to click on the refresh. Now it should include the July month data also in this one. Can you see that? It included the July month also. But while including the July data, did it change the data type for the quantity and did it remove the column header, everything? Everything has been taken care automatically because previously what we did all kind of steps. We applied all the steps. Exclude the rows that contain the column header, all the things, right? We just did it already. All these steps were carried out whenever a new file get pushed to this folder, right? All these steps will get carried out. Okay. When you click on the refresh button, all these steps will get carried out. And what happens? It goes and checks, right? In case of any new files get added, only that it'll apply these steps to this file also. Okay, watch carefully. I'm going to talk, all the important point because ideally I should have showed this demo in two different use cases, but I combine the two use cases into a single use case. okay, in the interest of time, okay. So all these steps, did I apply this again? No, right? It became reusable now. So similarly, I just go back here, and what I will do is I just go to the other folder. So in this case, I'm just manually copying and pasting it. So in the real world scenario, so there will be some script. That script will automatically generate the data from your, let's say you have the SQL server data. It will generate the data and then put it here, and this file will get copied that one. So May month we don't have any data. I just open the May month data here and see what is there in it. Yeah, here we don't have the sheet 1 and sheet 2. And March, so it's a CSV file. No, it will not work. And we have something called August.xls file. Sheet 1, sheet 2 is there. Very good. Okay. Here also we have the 18 records, some records, number of records doesn't matter, but sheet 1, sheet 2, the subsheet name should also be same. Remember that. Okay. So what I do is I just push this August file to the NC daily sales folder. Now what it should do? Even in this August.xls file, right? So I have pushed the new file. Now it should show the up-to-date information. Currently, you're listening, you're in the August month. You are viewing this report. It should show up to August, whatever the sales happen, total sales, right? It should do that one. So in order for that to happen, you need to click on the refresh manually. Wait, I will tell you that one. Okay, don't do. So now this value will get increased because look at 52,000. So now you guys understood, as and when any new files get pushed to the NC daily sales folder, not only for that folder, even if you have any subfolder, if you push it, it will go and pick up automatically. And then it will apply all the steps, whatever we carried out, to the new file also. And then it gives us the aggregate total. But all this is possible because you need to click, I clicked on it manually, the refresh button. Let's say I have 200 reports. Let's say you work with the Target or Walmart. They have multiple locations. They have the retail chain, and you want to send the reports to each and every location, right? So in that case, do you think you open 200 reports and manually you can click on refresh? No, that takes a lot of time, right? So the volume of data are very huge, right? So to move the data from one folder to another folder itself, let's assume that, hypothetically, it takes 3 hours or 8 hours. So you are mid-morning, early morning by 3 a.m., the file got pushed from one location to your main folder called NC Daily Sales. But 3 a.m., you think you can wake up and open 200 reports, make it? No. So this, you can schedule it in the Power BI cloud service. Okay, you have an option to configuring it, the automatic data scheduling. You can specify the date and time. So what will happen is, and also you can specify every day. Okay, so Monday through Friday, the so and so time, you refresh this report so that, the early morning itself, the data will get refreshed in these files. It's in the morning when the manager walk into his cabin, and when you open this report, you can see the up-to-date information. All the 3 months data got consolidated. It gives me everything. You need not to do any data cleaning, data munging. Everything is taken care automatically. Okay. So this refresh, for the demo purpose, I clicked on it so that in case of any new files comes and, pushed here, and when you click on refresh, it automatically applies all the steps carried out, and then it does this, it gives you the total sales, everything. Okay. In addition to the previous right thing, right, it will get added. This was the August month also. It gives me this file. Okay. So how do I set up how do I schedule? How do I automatically, enable, the refresh should happen by scheduling it on the Power BI? That I will show it later. Okay. At this moment, you understand, how it works, the Power BI folder connector. Okay. So in this case, did I go to the get data folder and click on the Excel each and every time to load these files one after the other? No, right? I just clicked on the refresh. It picked up all the files automatically. and then it did the, it combined all the files, data, everything. But first time I did the data transformation, data cleaning, everything. And then onwards, all the files that I pushed to that folder, all the steps carried out in the past, right, that got applied automatically, and then it gives me the consolidated sales for the 3 months and also the number of units sold. So here the prerequisite is, in order to use the folder connector, all the files, including your subfolder files, should contain the same file extension. Excel file means Excel in XLSX or something like that. Okay. You're not supposed to have the JSON combined with the Excel file. You're not supposed to have the combination of different types of files, Excel file, JSON file, CSV file, XML file. Okay, and you cannot combine the data of different types of files using the folder connector in one go. Okay, but you might be asking this one, we are just specifying the folder name only. So supposing that folder contains, all the different files, how can I exclude that? You know how to exclude that, right? Now, look here. So this is the one. I just go back here, remove other columns. Here, what you do is you simply not here, and the source itself, I think, yeah, you can do it. Here, what you do is, you select the extension here. Click on the extension. And for example, your .json is there, .xml is there, and .csv file is there, .excel file is there. Sorry, except Excel, you have rest of the files are there. You simply unselect everything, select only XLS, so that the rest of them will get unselected. Click on OK, so that you make sure that you selected only Excel file here. This is one of the prerequisite. Okay, when you use a folder connector, make sure that all the files, the extensions are same, XLS or something like that. Okay. So what you do is you try with XLS and XLSX file also, and see are there any issue with the, different versions, lower version, higher version of the Excel, and try with the CSV file also. Simply what you do is, right, these files, for the sake of practicing it, I will send it to your WhatsApp, okay, after the session. You just change it CSV file, open this file, and then you know how to save this as CSV file, right? File, and the file menu, click on the file menu, and then save as, browse. Here, click on this one, and you will find the comma delimited, okay? Don't use Macintosh, MS-DOS and all. Simply select comma separate. So the august.csv, the Excel file will get converted as a CSV file. And try the combination of CSL with all the things and see, what is your observation. Let me know your observation, okay? Okay, what are the prerequisite? All the file extensions should be same, okay? If you are going to use a folder connector, all the files in the folder and the subfolder should have the similar type. It should not be a mix of JSON, XML, all the things. You cannot combine JSON with Excel or CSV files, okay, and vice versa. Okay, if you want to use a folder connector, you can combine all the files, the similar type of the thing, okay? That is one thing. And here, in this case, I have more than one sheet. Okay, the other prerequisite is the first prerequisite, all the files should be similar type. In this case, Excel, okay. And each Excel file, we have two sheets. You need to have, for example, yeah, you can have, only one sheet you can have it. But in your case, you have more than one sheets are there. Fine. You see, in this first Excel file, right, a priori Excel file, you have two sheets. And July also, you need to have the two sheets. But the two sheets name should also follow the same naming convention, sheet 1, sheet 2. All the Excel files, you need to have sheet 1 and sheet 2 in case you have more than one sheets are available. Let's say you say, no, all the Excel file, we have only one sheet. Then you don't have any issues. Supposing the Excel files that you receive it in your folder contains, 5 sheets are there, but all the Excel files should also have the 5 sheets. Let's say first Excel sheet has 5 sheets, and the remaining Excel sheets, right, randomly, right? Some files I have 3 sheets, some files I have five sheets, 8 sheets, 2 sheets. It will not work. Consistently, if you have, let's assume that if you have more than one sheet, let's assume that 2 sheets are there in each Excel file. All the Excel files should contain only the 2 sheets, and each sheet name should be each Excel file. So the sheet name should be same across all the other Excel file. Is that clear? Otherwise, it will throw an error. See, if the reason is here you have sheet 1, the sheet 1 data in the April.xls file, sheet 1 will get combined with the August.xls sheet 1 file. How does it know if you specify some other name here? Let's say you specify, WS-01. How does it know the WS01 sheet contain, it needs to be mixed up or combined with the sheet 1 in this April. It doesn't know, right? Hence, all the Excel files, if you have more than one sheet, right? So the naming convention should be same. Sheet 1, sheet 1, here also sheet 1, sorry, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2. That's all, guys. So these are the, this kind of an automation, right? We don't have to do, we don't, each and every files manually, we don't have to upload it. All you need to just schedule the data refresh. Even if you have, 10 folders or 100 folders, subfolders including, right? It goes and picks up automatically as per the schedule, whatever you did it. Okay. So now hope you understood what are the prerequisites to work with the folder connector, and what are the advantages of folder connector. Also, we have seen it. So I'm going to close and apply now. Okay, there is a question. Data type should also be same. Data type, yeah, in the latest version, right? That is what I could see that. See, in the first sheet, logically, right? This is the one. First, this file will get opened automatically in the Power BI desktop and use the folder because this is the first file. Is assume that, okay. Here, when you go here, obviously the quantity column, right, contains all the numeric values. Sales contains, forget about sales, quantity, discount, profit, right? These 3 columns are having only the numeric values here. But in the second sheet, the column names, when you combine it, these two, sheet 1 and sheet, let's assume that, okay, sheet 1 and sheet 2 become these, all these 19 values will get, supposing you want to combine these two, right? So that one will get copy pasted it like this, right? So here, sorry, I should have done it here. This is first Excel sheet, the records. The second Excel sheet records is also getting placed right beneath this because this is what is happening behind this income. But unfortunately, this second sheet's row name also, the row header also, sorry, column header also getting displayed, or row header, right? Row header is getting displayed here. Sorry, this is column header. Column header also getting displayed. This is unwanted here. This one should have been removed. How do I, remove it programmatically? That is what we did it. By just pointing and clicking on it, right? We were able to apply the filter and exclude this row. Okay, so these steps, right? We have, we just did it only once by filtering it. Filtering does not, the row.id does not equal row.id to exclude the entire row. Smartly, we have excluded this. So in future, any Excel file comes in, if that gets pushed there automatically. Yeah. So this is what the point I was trying to make. In between, I got and I forgot it. See, this one has the numeric value, right? The quantity, discount, profit. The second file contains the text data type because now after this you have quantity, profit, and discount column is there, and followed by that you have the values. Since you have the quantity column displayed here also, this one will get assigned as the text data type. This is a numeric value. when you use the text column here and load it here, obviously it has to throw an error. In the previous version, it was throwing error, but in the new version, it does the implicit conversion automatically. Okay, there are no error. Simply it appends the data. Basically, it appends the data one after the other. It simply combine the data. That's all. Okay, but while doing that, even the text data is getting into the numeric data, even though so with the right. So usually, if you take any program in the numeric column, if you put that text data, it will throw an error, right? It should have thrown error, but in the latest way, it's not throwing error. Okay, maybe because the SLA, right? So they would have implemented this feature to take into account of the SLA. So what is SLA? Service level agreement. So each and every job in the real world scenario, right, are tied with the SLA. You have something called SLA, service level agreement. For example, I wanted to load my, let's you are dealing with, JPMC. You are part of JPMC company. So you wanted to, so display something like, specific job needs to be, completed, so and so time. Okay. So in this case, what happened? Job one will consume, 100 customers data in it. Okay. So how much money they squared, right? So for example, you are doing the share trading, everything. So you wanted to, sell your shares. Like you, 100 people, they sold their shares. The data is available here. Okay. As soon as they sell it, they want to see it, right? When they click on the view, what is the status? They should be able to see it. If it takes longer time and if it is not showing anything, what will happen? They will be panicked. Okay, that leads to customer dissatisfaction. What the JPMC they do is, let you know you are working for Cognizant. They will tell you, hey, this job one needs to be completed in so and so time. Within 3 hours, it has to be completed. This is called service level agreement. Okay, JPMC tell Cognizant, I'll give you the project. You need to take care of supporting my environment. So you guys need to make sure that all the jobs are getting completed successfully in so and so time. In this example, 3 hours. If it takes more than 3 hours, it leads to customer dissatisfaction. What would JPMC will penalize Cognizant while they entering into an agreement, right? So they define the SLE in case of any issues in terms of breaching the SLA time or so in that case, right? They will. So Cognizant should make sure the jobs are getting the job one should get loaded in 3 hours time. In case of any failure or something like that, they should be able to fix it. The turnaround time should be pretty fast, and they need to reload the job in a pretty fast manner. They need to come up with different strategies in order to achieve this one. So, just because, let's, you have in our example, right? April.xls file, I have 100,000 records are there in sheet one. And let's assume that, okay, in sheet two, I have 100,000 records. While combining these two, it got failed because of data type issue. What will happen? What will happen? So, to load this one, let's say you have to take 4 hours, let's say 2 hours time, and this one takes 1 hour's time, 1 hour time, 3 hours, fine. They are okay with that. But because of the data type issue, if this job doesn't, if the data is not getting appended with this one will fail. So once it fails, it will send an alert, everything, and you need to restart the job, right? The restarting, finding out the root cause and restarting everything will take time, right? Let's 5 to 10 minutes it takes, and then you understood, hey, this is the problem, man. So what you do is remove the either you remove the column that contains the dollar or something like that, right? After you fix it, you need to restart this. So after restarting that, right, let if this takes additional 1 hour. So what I'm 2 + 1, 3 hours and 4 hours. Right. But as soon as this one gets combined, this one, it'll, if this throws an error, it's fine, right? 3 hours. So 2 hours only completed. This one, as soon as it got started, fail, fine. But still, right, even this data did not go well, right? Even this data did not go well. Just because of this one, this data also not went in here. So you, by identifying the root cause and, right, they say you take 10 to 15 minutes time. After that, when you restart it again, it will take, another 3 hours. So 3 hours plus 30 minutes, less, in between you have some issues, right? 3.5 hours. So the defined time was 3 hours, the 3.5 hours. And 3.5 hours are fine. If it takes longer time, right? What will happen? For that reason, they're allowing, hey, whatever is there, you load it. Don't throw error, don't reject it. Okay. Simply, I think so because of that, they are doing it. Okay. So in the older version, the numeric column, you cannot load the text data. It was throwing error. That's why I was telling, right? You will face error, but in this one, you are not getting error. Probably you can watch my previous batch video. So there I posed that issue. Okay. Okay, fine. Now you hope you understood what are the prerequisites and okay, and okay, so this is the issue. Okay, you got it. So now you understood how to work with folder connector. Okay, and what will the rest of the topics, right? We will continue tomorrow because I'm getting some calls now. Okay, and we will continue the session tomorrow by 6 p.m. sharp. We'll start. Okay, no more confusion. Okay, any questions so far? Yeah, today's session we discussed about the JSON, how to load the JSON file and how to load the folder connector. We will speed it up in tomorrow's session.